I'm gonna have to get a better tripod. What is up, guys? It's Sam.Greenslyfox. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. Today I am going to show you the plants that I have brought home from my workplace. They belong to my coworker, and she kind of has a notorious black thumb. So every couple of months I find myself having to repot some of her plants or scrap them if I can't, save them. But today we have a spider plant and a jade golem that I am going to be trying to figure out what's wrong with them, and hopefully get them back nice and healthy for her. If you have no luck with plants yourself, go ahead and give this video a like. Let me know what your biggest struggle is, and I will try and answer them all in the comments below. Be sure you're subscribed. Make sure you hit the button. Hit the bell if you feel so inclined. You won't miss any more plant videos from me. Let's go ahead and jump into this video and get started. Alright, this is what we're working with. From far away, it doesn't look so bad. These are the two pots I'll be using to redo everything. But the closer you get, like, it does seem to have new growth, but you could tell she's cut some pieces off. Her biggest complaint to me was that her spider plants were droopy. Guys, spider plants are a droopy hanging plant, but because I have the mother plant at our workplace, it's about 8 years old and the roots on it go about 14 feet down. Of course that plant has more of a root system to stand up sturdier than the babies that have popped off here. So, I had to explain that today. And then this is the golem. This was given to her as a cutting from a mother plant from a coworker of ours, and it was kept in water the whole time. I'm not touching it right now because it's literally covered in like crystallized mold or something. I don't know what's going on there, and the root stump looks disgusting. So, I mean, I don't have any supports like this in my spider plant. We actually both took cuttings home at the same time, so I'll show you what my 2 plants look like versus her 3. I also learned that the window she has it in is probably not adequate lighting. So this is mine. It's droopy. I mean, like, sure, this is standing up a bit, but I have it going up into my plant hanger. It's not like the plant typically stands up straight on its own. It's a trailing plant, best suited for hangers, in my opinion. And even here, like, that's just the behavior of this plant. Very rarely will you get a spider plant that stands straight up, and if you do, it's probably, you know, more than 2 years old. So I think the course of action is we're going to move this down to a smaller pot. This is a pot I bought her, so I'll just switch it out. I'll take this one and give her this one, put all 3 closer in here, and then probably cut this and let it callus, and then put it in new soil. So for the houseplant, spider plant one, all I have is Miracle Grow right now. It is the most accessible to me, and it is the most affordable for how often I need to consistently use them. So less prone to gnats, which is good because I've already seen them flying off of the spider plant, and it'll feed it up to 6 months on its own, so I can tell her to cut back on fertilizing, which you want to do anyway. For the golem, I have succulent, plum, and citrus potting mix, also from Miracle Grow. It is fast draining, and it has food inside of it already. Definitely, you know, gotta do something since we're going from water culture into dirt. And because I know my coworker is very heavy-handed on watering, most of her plants die because of overwatering. I have a huge bag of perlite, which will help for draining and aerating the pot. I'll probably do almost like a 1/3 to 2/3 ratio with this, if not a little bit heavier. This will allow for, like it said, exactly fast draining, won't cling on to moisture, and won't compact the soil, so she won't even have to worry about loosening the soil like I do at work. I mean, it could be that she's seeing me take chopsticks to get some airflow to the roots, but if she's stabbing any of the roots or the tubers that this thing puts off, that could be a problem as well. This video isn't sponsored by Miracle Grow, but you know, your girl's open. I'm gonna decide if I'm gonna repot everything on my floor here, if I could get my hanger, overhead view, camera, gimbal, thing, arm support, whatever, to give you an overhead. I will go ahead and get these done. My kid has soccer practice, so I'm like rushing these out here. We'll go ahead and set that up. Let's see if I have a light. Is that better? That's a bit better. Still working out the lighting, guys. Alright, let's take this out. Take this out. Ugh. Deal with that in a bit. And see how, like, all the roots on it look black, and I don't even know. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, let's start with this guy. Like, oh, what a cute little shrimp fork. They're all kind of like skewers. I don't know. I wouldn't stick that in mine. So the soil's not very compact at all, but it does look like there's some crown rot or something going on. Let's see if I could spill the whole thing out. Alright, so let me see what we got. So this one had a baby. You can see that right here. And these are the tubers. And it lost a lot of its roots, so definitely something rooty. Let's see this one. Okay. This one is also pushing out new growth. So these were doing good at one point. This one has a lot more of its roots on it, but one tuber. And those are what carry like the genetic DNA to reproduce new plants. So they're important to keep attached to plants, and they take a long time to form. This is hanging on by a thread. This, I have a feeling, is gonna die. You can see right where I mean how, like, it's got a tuber, but right here is so thin. I might cut that and stick this in water and see if I could get a water culture going over a little while this month. See, like, they come right off. Let's pull some of this back and see. Yeah, this is mushy. I'm gonna snip this as close to the bottom as I can, and then I'm gonna stick it in water. I'll link a video Nick just did about saving your plants from root rot. It was very informative, so hopefully I could do that with this guy. And then this can join its buddy in a pot. So for now, I'm gonna stick this aside and come back to it. This is all garbage. That's it, is these two guys. So let's get some new soil in here, I guess.
Sorry, I don't know that one.
Oh my god, did you guys just hear that? I totally didn't even talk to her. That's so weird. So this is the indoor formula from Miracle Grow, and you can see there's already some perlite in here. And use one of these convenient forks to mix it around. For the longest time I didn't use perlite, and it's like now my best friend. Saves a lot of time from having to aerate your soil manually. So it's like when you go like this around your plant and try not to hit its roots. Actually, I'm going to dump this out into the other container and pour the soil on top. So we're going to stick all of this foliage, except this piece because it's committing suicide. I'll just cut back. Okay, that looks pretty good. Cut that back. Looks okay. Alright, let's go. And I want to get it kind of as far down as I can. So there's about a lip, an inch lip right here. It can go kind of under some of that soil. And that already looks so much better, like, already. But this guy is going to need probably 2 weeks to adjust to its new pot. Gotta water it, obviously. And it needs to go in a sunny location, plain and simple. This thing likes sun. I mean, I've gotten away with spider plants, you know, in indirect sun as well, but they don't do as good. And they don't do as good as fast. And that seems to be what my coworker goes for, is instant gratification, which, I don't know, if you take care of plants, maybe you shouldn't have that as one of your goals. Alright, that's beautiful. I'm going to stick that on the side. Now, let's go with this guy. Let's find a pair of scissors. Alright, right about here is where I could feel these guys end. Kind of like a cutting animal nails. I'll peel this black part back as much as possible. That's where new roots should spout out. And I'm going to stick this with a couple other plants I have in my window here and see if it puts out any roots in the next week, and I'll let you know. Alright, the moment I've been dreading the most, because this looks so disgusting. I don't even know what that is. It would be such a shame, too, to have to, like, take it down at that point, but the trunk feels so weak at this point that I don't think I have a choice. So I'm going to cut it here. There's nodes right there, so that'll give me new roots, but it's a shame you have to lose a lot of the trunk. So we got that, and quite the moist, I guess I like that word. Let this callus out overnight. This one I'm not sure if it's worth saving. Maybe. At the very top here. And that's all we get from that one. So I'll let these sit out for like a day and see what they look like, and then go from there. Alright guys, it's been, I don't know, about 14 hours I would say. I'm gonna go to work soon, so I want to get these done for my coworker. So now we're gonna take this. I have it pretty much sitting almost at the bottom of the pot. There's about an inch, and then the smaller piece sitting right on top. These things throw off roots almost all over the place, so as long as I stick it in some soil and make sure it doesn't dry out super bad, I'll water it once and then let it kind of just work its own magic. Succulents prefer to push out roots in a more dry environment, so the water will be just to kind of ground it in the soil, and I will show you what they both ended up looking like. Alright, so this is the Golem. There's the little babies coming up in the center here, and the two pieces around it, and the spider plant bait. These guys are a little rough, but I think that's okay. They can always, this plant's tough, man. I mean, you could, have a black thumb and probably still manage to take care of it. You just gotta look for your warning signs. Your plant's more yellow than it normally is. It probably needs some nutrients, or you're overwatering it, or it doesn't have enough sun. Or you're doing the opposite of those, and that's usually the most common fix that you gotta do. So I used some fresh dirt, gave them some new homes, and I think they'll be doing really good. Otherwise, I will probably see you guys in another 6 months to repot them again. Bye! If you found this video helpful, or you got any tips that maybe you didn't know, be sure to give it a like, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys!